Everybody's ending up right now, so we here just waiting for our panel of guests, which is anybody from the Atrl stream that I know. Yo, Jason, what's up? How you doing? How's your mama name? Going to full redneck mode there. Oh, I'm doing fine. How you doing? Like I said, how your mama name? Hope everybody fine. As I'm just waiting for people to show up for the after party. We're just hanging out, having a good old time. This is the official ATRL after party. Nice, Josh. Nice. Welcome to the ATRL after party. You made it. Cookies are on the left, straight jackets are on the right. It's your choice on which you pick. If you pick both, I'd suggest getting a cookie before the straight jacket. Just saying. I'm sure Alpha probably had to go pee or something. Well, we got six viewers and 2 chatters. Hello, everybody that's lurking. Always remember, if you're lurking, you're jerking. You might want to type in the chat, otherwise you get found out you're jerking it. You know. Or hit the link if I know you. We welcome everybody. Yep, Jason, you're right. We have fun here. You put the straight jacket on before the cookies. Thank you, Elena. Appreciate that. Like I said before, cookies are on the left, straight jackets are on the right. I suggest getting the cookie before the straight jacket if you're going to do both. All about free speech and having conversations. So if anybody wants to hop on up, feel free. At least that I know you, if I know you. Morning, Marilicious. Glad you could stop by. You too. Have a good one. We got 7 viewers. Happy Friday to you, Elena. Hope you're doing well. I hope you sleep well too. Yeah, I just turned. Well, it's been an hour for Friday for me too. Well, Marilicious, that depends on your definition. I think Alpha is, but I don't know. Simple might show up. I don't know. I never know who's gonna pop into my panel or when. Alpha waited an hour and a half one time. Yeah, it's 103 here, Josh. I'm on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Where, if you're not familiar, in October, the first week of October, we have a classic car show that spans the entire Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's a week-long classic car show where they drive up and down the beach. All right, Alpha. King needs his throne, so I understand that one. Just no phone calls. Jason says that Alpha's full hot air. And I don't play music on here because, well, one, I'm on my phone and I can't, so I have to rely on somebody with a computer that can, and two, about 2 weeks ago, when we played music, I got copyright struck, or at least I got copyright. Yeah, I understand, Alpha. You do you. Jason, you know I don't care. Free speech is free speech. I'm kind of like Alpha. The only thing that I will boot somebody for is, you know, using racial slurs. What up, Geminator? Hello, Geminator.
What's up, Nine Toes?
Oh, okay, there you are. I said hello a couple of times before you finally chimed in. I guess you were getting set. Everybody's saying.
Yeah, no, mine's it's buffering. It's still loading. I don't know what's going on.
You're good.
Did I hear Tyler's voice or like I don't
No,
know?
no, he's pooping.
He's pooping. I'll try 5 hours with. Oh, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, that's the point, Marilicious. He's on the toilet because you never trust a fart.
No, when you have diarrhea, you don't trust a fart. Otherwise, you're good.
No, you never trust a fart, ever.
I trust most of my farts, dog, and so far I've gone unscathed.
You were young, Geminator. You'll learn.
Well, shit, don't tell me that. If I can't fart in confidence, I don't want to live life.
I feel you, Alpha. He said he had a really greasy dinner, so he doesn't want to trust his fart. He usually does, but
What did you eat? Because I'm curious. I'm hungry. I'm thinking about food. But
farts are just that asshole talking shit behind your back again.
what
Did
did
you
you
know that?
have for dinner, Jay?
Arby's.
Arby's.
Right, Alpha? I'm in my 50s. I feel you on that one. There's been a couple of times where I was like, do I want to trust it or no? No, let's go use the restroom.
And it's gotta suck to need to fart, but you don't trust it, so you go to the bathroom just to realize it is just a fart, and you're
Yep.
walking out all disappointed, like, damn, I could have just farted on my couch,
No, what I hate worse than that is when you think you've got a shit and you go and like one tiny pebble just drops out of your ass.
Oh, dude, that's the worst, bro. But you know what's the best?
Mm,
Ghost shits.
no, ghost shits are not the best.
Yeah, they are because you pushed out a nutty buddy, but you go to wipe and it's clean, like there's nothing. Bro, those are the greatest. I give myself a little pat on the back for those.
Alpha says Jim is describing my life currently. And Josh says I'm older than you, Alpha, and they stay safe. He says he's all gas right now.
All gas, no brakes. My ass be spitting. What the fuck, JB?
Mary.
I'm farting as we speak. What are you talking about?
And Alpha, you haven't waged a war against your liver like I have.
Oh,
Yep.
oh,
I got to see that when you and Tech were together, Alpha. I saw the war you waged on your liver back then.
Mary's ass talking shit.
Right. But here's one for y'all, since we're talking about farts and shits. You ever take a shit where you needed to take a plunger to the toilet to get it to go down?
I don't know about that. But I have a habit of using a shit ton of toilet paper, so
No,
that
I'm saying you take a shit that's so much the shit is stuck in the bottom and you have to use a plunger to get it to go down.
not
Otherwise
that
you
I
overflow the toilet.
not that I recall. No,
But you're young, you'll get there.
I'm not gonna take Pringle-sized shits, Jay. Hopefully, not ever.
That you know of, Jim, that you know of. Nobody actually expects to do it, but it happens at least once in somebody's life.
That's why you upgrade to a toilet that can flush 9 pool balls. What kind of toilet is that?
Yeah, somebody has kids.
Uh, See, I want one of those fancy Japanese things. Those
You
toilets,
want a
man.
bidet,
I want a
which
bidet. I
which
want
the French actually invented, not the Japanese.
See, but I still wouldn't trust it though. Like, how how is the cleaning process? Like, is it in depth, did they just give you a little rinse and wish you on your way? I want to know.
Um, there are pressure settings in a bidet so that you can get clean,
Now,
as
fuck that.
far as I understand.
I'm still buying toilet paper. Fuck all that.
You can go from a dribble to splash your butt to pressure wash. Depends on what you need. There he is. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Jim, you're not man enough for a bidet.
That's what I thought. Fuck that. I'll still use toilet paper.
Let me tell you, you have to. Okay? So you run the bidet, and then you still wipe your ass after. You just
Okay,
make
good.
like a square or two instead of like a fucking half a roll or whatever.
Yeah,
barbarian.
basically you use the toilet paper to dry your butt.
Yeah. So bidets are lovely. Okay, let me tell you, a bidet is just like, not only do you feel classier, but it's also, it's just like, I'm sorry, if there's not water being interacted with your asshole, you're not as clean. Period.
Right. It also on a bidet, it also depends on how the jet is pointed. Because if it's pointed in a certain direction, you might just get your balls, blasted instead of everything else. But
And I just want to clarify about the war on my liver, because I want to back up to that for a minute. I'm not just talking about like the drinking. Yes, you guys see the drinking, but let's not pretend like about 10 years ago your boy had a very bad pill problem. Okay, like I'm not proud of that, and I mention it here and there only so that people can learn from my mistakes.
Right, I forgot about that.
My war against my liver has been multifaceted. Okay, so when I say like sometimes like boy, my body is aged. You know what I'm saying? Like it's this war is real. Okay, and then also I let you guys feed me shitty like trash tier jelly beans and whatever.
And you like spicy food too?
Oh
no,
only spicy food, but like no. The biggest problem. So today, today we were going out. We were doing our things while M was at school, and Sierra goes, "Oh, I want to go to Sauce, which is this cool local pizza place, like on Main Street. It's but it's hella greasy." And I was like, "Oh, like I'm getting to a point where my body doesn't like process like grease and excess fats very well, you know."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Nah, I don't really want to like eat that." And she, we kept on. She's like, "Well, what do you want?" I wanted the Chicago sandwich shop, Mama Rosa's. I wanted to go to Mama Rosa's, and she's like, "Nah, I really just want pizza." And so like it came out. If you're married, gentlemen, you know how this game ends. We went to the pizza place, and so we get this fucking grease pit pizza, and I shake as always, like I get my slice out and I'm shaking the red pepper flakes on it. Well, literally, like half the fucking bottle of red pepper flakes comes out on it. So that's not a good start. But I ate it anyway because I'm not a bitch.
Right.
And so went with it, doing the thing, whatever. And then what was it? There was a kicker after that. Oh yeah, the kicker after that. Sonic now has these things. They're called Buffalo Ranch dippers. What it is a wonton. If you know Chinese food well enough to know like wontons, it's a wonton that is stuffed with buffalo chicken dip and then deep fried.
Well, that sounds fucking delicious.
It does sound delicious, doesn't it? You know what it is though? It is straight fat. So like my meals today consisted of fat on grease on fucking.
All right, before you continue, I just want to confront Jason's comment. Absolutely not. I take pride in the fact that I clean my butthole pretty well, and so absolutely not.
You probably don't clean it well enough. Listen, I just spent like 15 minutes farting into a bowl, and I still wipe my ass. Okay, like vehemently, and the first wipe was clean, but I still sat and like wiped my ass, like to make sure that there weren't like shit particles inside the asshole. Okay, if you're not going inside,
wipe it till it bled.
No, I didn't go that far because like again, it wasn't a real shit, but Like, dog, you gotta be watching for the particles that fester up inside the balloon knot. Like, if you're not
Right.
inside your fucking balloon knot, what
I
are you
do clean inside. I do.
okay?
It's not always the most pleasant thing, I know,
No,
but
it's not.
I do clear. I do clean my butthole pretty good. I
Marilicious's
will say
comment is
though,
hilarious to me.
I won't always wipe after a fart. You know, sometimes it's just a fart. But you know, I'm just saying.
Marilicious, I don't think that was a bidet, okay? I think you were tricked because the bidet should not be shooting directly inside.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see this comment?
Oh my gosh.
Damn, Marilicious.
Marilicious gives herself an enema every time she takes a shit, is
Their
what I'm
tagline has to be: "When
Well,
life gets boring, get a bidet."
at least I can rest assured, knowing full well that if me and Marilicious were to ever meet in person, she'll be clean.
Right.
I
There
gotta
you
grab my
go.
beer. I left my beer in the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
All right. Go grab it.
That jelly bean moment was the funniest thing.
Yeah, I couldn't see it though. Because Twitch started acting like a bitch.
It was so funny because like he put the jelly bean in his mouth and there was just this little like 5 seconds of calm and then out of nowhere bro
Yeah,
just starts
I
getting
personally don't take joy in seeing people react to gross stuff.
see me neither. It wasn't the ingesting that was funny. It was
And there's Bubba J's backpedaling.
it was
Right.
so good. It was so funny. I lost it.
Yep. That's the definition of backpedaling, Jimmy.
I'm gonna tell you how you know that these people on TikTok who eat food are lying to you. If you put something in your mouth and you're immediately like, "Oh, this is so amazing," you're a fucking liar. You're a liar if you put it in your mouth immediately and you're like, "Oh, this is so great." No, you don't have time to taste it. You don't have time to process it. And that's the thing.
Facts though.
That's how you guys know that I'm real because that jelly bean, like Jim said, was in my mouth for a good 5 seconds before it really kicked. And here's the thing: flavor is such a combination of like scent and everything else. You got to get the whole. Everything's got to hit for it to really get bad. And I'm literally like I feel like my throat closing up over the thought of that flavor again because I'm sorry, like I'm still the barf in this pack is exactly the same as the Birdie Bots fucking vomit flavor bean, and I'm so traumatized because I swear I've eaten that bean more than anything else in these fucking packs, and I'm so tired of eating.
Right.
I'm so tired.
I was gonna say something about that. Where I was gonna say, you need to go ahead and plug your nose or something when you eat it. But you were talking about even when you're chewing it, you smelled it. So
Yeah, no,
I knew better.
the way that they work when you swallow the juice, for me at least, when I swallow the juice and like exhale through my nose is when it really kicks in. And
I feel you.
there's a way to beat it. I
That's
know
why juice.
I've chewed those before, like plugging my nose and like actually like closing my nose because when I got the rotten egg one, I tried closing my nose and it didn't work.
Okay.
Must have been made real fresh then.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying is, when you have the smell when you chew it too, plugging your nose doesn't help because it comes up through your sinuses.
I am thankful. I will say, like Bean Boozled had the worst flavored jelly bean that I'd ever had in my life. It used to have a rotten milk one, and I noticed
Yeah.
they don't have the rotten milk anymore, and I'm so thankful for that because the rotten milk, literally, I ate one and it was rotten milk, like it was rotted milk. And once it got in my nose, so this was when I still had my day job. And I was still working. I was an operations manager, and me and one of the supervisors had like we would play the game with his team members once a week if they wanted to, like if they had perfect attendance, whatever. Like one of the incentives they could get was to spin the Bean Boozled wheel on that first series of Bean Boozled beans, and so one of them did it once. Anyway, I ended up with a rotten milk jelly bean. And when I tell you that shit, like the smell got in my nose and would not leave, I fucking I vomited everywhere because
Right.
it was rotten milk. I'm sorry. If you've ever accidentally drank even like day old milk,
Yep.
like it's terrible. But
Yep.
like this shit was like the rotten milk. Like it burned
Like week old.
yeah, it was like gasoline in your fucking nose.
Hey,
And
now,
it just stayed. It would not go anywhere else. It just fucking stayed, and it was so fucking bad.
like I enjoy the smell of gasoline though. Like I
That-
know that's kind of
Not
weird.
not the smell that he's just talking about, Jim.
I know,
He's
but he
talking
was-
about its rotten milk smell.
I know,
Jim-
but he was making the comparison.
No. Pause, Jim. Do you have milk in your house right now?
Yeah.
I want you to take that milk, sit it under your bed until a week past its expiration. You don't have to drink it.
No, I mean,
But
I
no.
know.
No, listen, hear me out because I want you to know what this goes to. Sit it like under your bed until a week after its expiration. You don't have to drink it. Open it and just smell it.
I've smelled rotten milk before. I know what you mean. It's really bad.
I don't know
Morning,
how wise it would be for him to put milk underneath his pillow because they put them in bags.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
No, just put it in like a fucking
No, if your description of it is that it smells really bad, you have never truly smelled or interacted with actually like super rotten milk.
The
Because
Inga, the smell we're talking about is rotten milk.
it's the worst thing on earth. Sorry, Miss Stream, really trying to make it for at least a few minutes. Outplaying. Hey, no worries, Tater. You got them grandbabies. Like, spend time with your grandbabies while you can. Ain't nobody mad at you.
Yep.
You know, so like growing up, I would often like pick stuff in the summer, like any vegetables, stuff like that. So like I was picking peppers one year, and
And
this
going in the wrong direction again.
I know, but this
Go ahead.
pepper got smushed, and it just sat there for weeks. And every time we had to, fill up these hampers with peppers, like rotten peppers is by far the worst thing that I've ever smelled. Like really, really, like
Because you have
month-old
not
rotten
encountered
peppers.
truly rotten milk.
You know what I
I'm
mean,
telling-
though?
Listen, rotten peppers are bad. Okay, it's bad. I'm telling you though, until you have had like truly like actually like clabbered fucking chunky rotten milk, you haven't experienced. Rotten milk is the worst fucking thing on earth.
It's called cottage cheese.
No, listen, I don't touch that shit.
We know that.
Cottage cheese is old milk.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like actual like it was intended for drinking. It went past the expiration and you forgot about it, and then like you cracked that shit open and like took a big swig. Like that's the fucking worst. Okay.
Mhm. Yep. I've had that happen when I was younger, and then I've had it happen where the milk was like a week old and I didn't read the expiration date on it, pulled it out, went to go pour it in my coffee, and chunks fell out.
There's a burning that happens in your mouth and in your nose. There's a burning that happens that is just like gasoline, and there's a slightly milky like hint there. And it's just when it all comes full circle, you don't know this experience. I'm telling you, you don't know this experience because this experience will scar you.
Oh yeah.
The fact that Jimmy there enjoys the smell of gasoline, I mean, I'm sorry, bro, but that explains so much.
I get that. I like the smell of gasoline too.
Yeah,
I
The
don't.
smell of gasoline is sweet smelling.
When
No, it's not.
I was young, every time we'd go fill up, I'd open the window and enjoy those fumes, man. Like I loved it.
No, that's wrong.
Let's see. Baby goat, poor thing, is like, what is this little human doing on me? Goat midwife, 2 cents of hey, new baby goats. Let's go. Future pepperonis, baby.
Hey, we're getting chickens in a couple days. That'll be cool.
Ooh, goats. We could have shawarma.
Because I
I'm not
love
a
eggs.
fume huffer. I'm not a fume huffer, but the smell of gasoline is pleasant to me.
Yes. I'm not a fume huffer either.
No, I can smell that shit all day. I don't know.
Yeah,
Go rot your brain.
I like the smell of gasoline. That said, like, I'm very careful not to smell it because I realize that like it literally rots holes in your brain.
Yep.
It's really bad.
Yep, I like the smell of it too, but I don't sniff it because I know it does do stuff to you.
Yeah. It fucks your world up, is what it
Right.
does. Hey, real quick, just because like I get it, we're 30 minutes into this. I probably won't stay past an hour. I'm not leaving.
Gotcha.
But I do want to take a second. I want to take a second and just say, for anybody who missed it during ATRL, I talked about it early and then didn't really say much about it again. But I'm working with a new group. It's called Stack Up. You guys can absolutely look into the charity. I did before I agreed to like work with the organization. They have a 97% overall like rating. Like they 100% all of their proceeds go to the cause that the charity actually made. It's a super great organization, and please look into the organization before you give them a dime, because I never put on for supporting organizations that I don't know anything about. But so Stack Up is the organization. They actually reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, we saw your Twitch content. We really like what you're doing. We feel like you would be a good fit." Of course, when I looked into the organization, I was like, "This is a no-brainer. Like 100%, we're aligned." It is through gaming, through streaming, stuff like that. Like 100%, it's an organization that seeks to combat mental illness, suicide, all that with veterans, and the suicide awareness is also for civilians as well. But 100%, like they combat mental illness in veterans through gaming and stuff. So like through gaming streams, providing like Game Boys and shit like that to like troops in deployed overseas environments and stuff like that. It's a really cool organization. I have linked up with them. I agreed to a partnership with them. Like my stuff runs through January of next year. There are all kinds of tiers, but basically if we can make it to like $1,500 by next January, which we're already at like $52, and it's cool because I just finalized the agreement with them yesterday and we're at $52. So like, hey, and also I'm gonna make a donation out of like all of my stream revenue every time I get paid from a stream, basically.
Nice.
As well into the pot, and so I've still got to drop that. But after that, we'll be at like $100 after tonight. But basically, I forget exactly how the tiers work, but like if we make it to $1,500, we sponsor like a supply crate, which is basically they buy like a new Xbox One X or the Series X, whatever the new shit is. Like they buy one of them and like 3 games and stuff for like a soldier that's deployed or something. We get a bunch of pictures, like our name goes on the shit. So like we sponsored it and they send us all the updates and everything with it. And so like it's a super cool organization. You guys know that I'm super picky with like sponsors that I'll take on the channel and stuff like that. Let's see. So while we are on this topic, Wounded Are you talking about Wounded Warrior? Like the Wounded Warrior Project? Kind of a shit charity. Not a lot of the funds go to actual vets. I'm not sure. So that is true. Wounded Warrior Project, like if you look at their structure, most of their money actually goes inside of the program to pay like salaries and shit. And I hate Wounded Warrior Project is actually one of the programs that I've always consistently like donated to. And I really hate that because my roommate in Hawaii, who I was in Afghanistan with, he actually broke his back in Afghanistan and got sent back early. Wounded Warrior Project actually really took care of him and did a lot of really good stuff for him. And so it's a really good charity. It's a really good program that does provide like they say they do and like they say they will. It's just if you look into their structure, they're paying a lot of people a lot of money to do administrative functions and stuff like that. And so most of the money that you actually donate to them does not actually make it to the cause that it's there to support. That's why they get a rating. And again, on that same note, so they would be rated like a 60, I believe. If you look at like the people who rate charities, the charity that I'm talking about is rated a 97. And that's where like even as part of me making an agreement with them, one of the things I had to agree to was I'm not getting any money out of this. Like if we hit $200, I'll get a t-shirt, which is, you know, it's cool. And I want the t-shirt. But like, it's not like I'm not doing this for a profit to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the thing, and that's part of like so the guy who actually onboarded me was his name's I Am Brandon on Twitch. He's actually a really big Twitch partner, like does a lot of really dope streams and everything. I looked through his content, like I was it was to the point I sent him an email asking to his official email asking if it was a scam when this email reached out to me because I was like, okay, dudes with like 41,000 followers on Twitch don't usually reach out to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it was him, and we actually had like an hour-long conversation, like just literally just bullshitting and talking about nerdy shit. But it was really cool, and I looked into the organization, like I said, dug into their structure. It's a really solid organization. I can promise you, I don't get a dime of the money that you donate to it. And so please, please, please don't think that like I'm doing this because I'm getting a kickback. I get zero. They're not putting me on. They're not giving me subscribers. Like they're not giving me a fucking thing. But
yeah, they give you merch basically.
Yeah, I really think it's a cool organization. I think it's a cool cause, and I feel like our community already supports things in that vein. And so, like to me, it was an easy fit, and it was no-brainer to like kind of sign up with them.
They've probably seen you react to Crucifix Fireball, and we're like, "Yeah, hire this guy."
But what I want to say and what I'm bringing up. I've decided because I was thinking like I've got the page up and the page is always going to be up. It's going to be spamming like periodically, just like the Discord link and everything does through all my streams. But I was thinking about like how I could implement it into the streams that I do. And so next Thursday and one Thursday out of every month, probably the last Thursday out of every month. One thing that I want to point out for ATRL, any donos that you send for that ATRL, if you send them to my charity link instead of to me, which again, I make no money off of. If you send them to my charity link instead of to me, I will give you twice whatever you donate for. So if you donate $5 for like a guaranteed reaction, I'll give you 2 guaranteed reactions. If you donate $10 for a priority, I'll give you 2 priorities. If you donate 20 for a skip, I'll give you 2, like so on and so forth. Because I was thinking, I was like, that's a really easy way for me to work it in there. And then on top of that, the streams, I'm going to put their logo in my thumbnail on YouTube, and I'm going to put it in the title that it's like a stack up stream or something. But for any of those, anything that I make on PayPal and Cash App, which is what I get immediately after the stream instead of waiting a month, anything that you donate to me on those, I'm going to give half of what I make from those streams back into the charity after the stream as well. So that even if you don't send to the charity directly for your requests, I'm still sending half of what you send over to those. And to me, and that's just 100% because I feel like if I'm going to do a charity and I'm going to ask you guys to donate, I've got to put my money where my mouth is, and I've got to send something to. You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I get you.
And so like 100%, I wanted to take like an extended minute there, which was more like 10 minutes, to really kind of plug this and really kind of like just really be like, look, guys, like I'm not saying this because I'm being paid for it. I'm not saying this because I'm making anything off of it. I just truly believe that we have a community that charity like fits into, and I feel like we can make a huge impact on that. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yeah,
I agree with you. And I think I've heard about that organization once before whenever I was watching the Unsubscribe podcast. And they also have shirts that they print out for autism awareness.
Yeah.
That 100% of the money of those shirts go to autism charities.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, man. Like I'm so about like an organization that really does what it says it's gonna do, and
Right.
like
Yeah, it's rare.
you can go to these guys' website and like and see like bro, they're bro. Okay, here's the thing. If we raise through my link alone, this community, if we raise $1,500, right? They
hmm
would buy an Xbox Series X, 3 games, and whatever for a deployed soldier. Bro, an Xbox Series X is $1,000 alone.
Right.
Like already, if they're taking anything out of it, they're already taking $1,500 and narrowing it down to fucking 500, and then they're buying three $60 games on top of it. They're doing shipping on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Plus probably an extra controller or two.
not to mention like they gotta pay taxes on that shit and all
hmm
that. And so it's like literally when I saw it like that, and that was one of the kickers for me is I'm like, okay, for $1,500 we can sponsor that. There's not room for them to be stealing money out of it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Right.
there's no room.
Yep.
Now,
Exactly.
let me just ask you, what's the time window looking like? $1,500 in how much time?
I have until January. That's what I'm saying. That's
Oh,
that's
okay.
what I'm
Oh,
trying
that's
to
a lot
make
of time.
sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's not one of these things where they're like, "Hey, do this by next month. Do this by next month." And they were like, "No, it's until January 15th or something like that." And I'm like,
hmm
"Bro, I can easily like my community can easily like sponsor some of this shit for somebody before January. You know what I mean? Like we can definitely come together in about 10 months, 8 months, whatever it is until January.
9.
I'm like, we can easily come together and get some cool shit for somebody. You know what I'm saying? And
I've been-
100%, like I said, when I was in Afghanistan, like literally having a Nintendo DS with Pokemon and like pulling it out every now and then was one of my fucking like escapes from the fact that I'm in a shithole that I don't want to be in. You know what I mean? And so I'm like,
Right.
I get it. Not everybody's gonna resonate with that, and it might sound lame and all that. Like, oh, games for veterans dealing with mental health. Why don't we get them something else? Sometimes that's what you need. You know what I mean?
Well, that and the other thing people have to remember is those systems have an online capability where they can be a part of a community too,
Yeah.
online. So
So
that helps also.
so exactly. And but all in line because I've taken enough time and made it about me about this. But like all in line, like 100%. You guys know me. You guys know the content that I make and what I enjoy and all that. I'm
Oh yeah.
sure that everybody understands why this is an organization that I want to support. I just want you guys to understand,
Right.
like one, I am planning on putting money into it as well. I'm not just asking you guys
Right.
to. But also
Sure.
like guys, like like really and truly, I'm very selective about who I will let sponsor me on my channel, who I will enter any kind of agreement with on my channel. And
Yep.
if I didn't think it was a good organization, if I didn't look into it and actually like dig through it, I wouldn't have taken them. But I can tell you from the soldier's perspective, it's such an actual like fucking just an actual thing that you do get peace out of. And
Right.
I think it's a really good charity. I think it's a really good organization. I'm really happy that, and that's the thing too. They asked me to work with them. I didn't like find this and think it was a good idea. They asked me to work with them, so it's you know it's a real human, personable organization, and just like I really want to make something happen for somebody like
Yeah.
you know.
I agree.
And I'm not asking anybody to break themselves. I understand like not everybody can give money to it, and I'm not. Don't put yourself out for this.
Right.
But we have until January. If at any point you get like a couple of extra dollars, because literally Jonas during the stream donated $1.50 to it. When I'm saying
Nice.
like you can donate, like if you have a couple of extra dollars, send me that, or don't send me, send the couple of extra dollars to the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's something I just want to ask a little bit more about because I haven't visited the link myself. But once
Yeah.
you visit the link, there's like an option to like donate and like with PayPal and all
Yeah.
that, right?
Yep. There's PayPal. It takes credit cards. It takes PayPal. I know it takes both of those. I don't know what else, but definitely those. And that's the thing. And like I said, for everybody who's gonna show up for ATRL anyway, next Thursday and at least one Thursday every month, probably the last Thursday every month, if you donate there instead of to me directly, I'm going to give you twice whatever you donate for if you donate there. And then if you do donate to me directly through PayPal or Cash App, half of whatever you send me at the end of the stream, I'm going to dump it into that from me. So it's like 100%. We're gonna hit like a big goal for this because I'm gonna make sure like literally at least once a month, half of what I make from a stream is gonna go into it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And also I'm trying to be like, hey, you guys were already gonna donate $5 to me for a guaranteed request. Why not just send that same $5 over there for two? You know what I mean?
And you get a notification saying like who donated, how much.
I get a text on my phone every time somebody donates to it. So
Awesome.
yeah, so it'll show up for me 100%. Like I'll know when it comes. Just don't send the link in the thing because there's a comment box on the thing. Like send the link to me, but like yeah, I just I don't know, and I'm gonna try to find more ways that I can implement like the charity because it kind of blows my mind that that's a charity that exists because it would be like if I were to make a charity, it would be the one that I would set up. You know what
Now
I
I
mean?
have a question.
Yeah.
I've been around this community for a while now, and I know that it has a habit of busting goals that are set big time occasionally.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans for if that happens? Like, for example, the next ATRL, you hit your $1,500 mark.
Well, the goal on the charity is only $1,000. And that was only because like I'm probably gonna edit it to 1,500 because that's what I actually want us to meet. But
Okay.
yeah, no, like I can actually add milestones, and that was one thing. Probably this Sunday. Like that was one thing I wanted to give like the community time to talk about things. Like, okay, do we want a milestone if I hit 200? Do we want a milestone if I hit 500? Do we want a milestone if we hit 1,000? And what would you guys like want those milestones to be? Like a special stream, a thing, whatever. Honestly, and the first thing that popped in my head is honestly like if that charity hit like a flex. So I want to hit 1,500. If before January it were to hit like 3,000, like 100%, I would be like, I would do a stream where I shave my beard off. You know what I mean? Like, just because, like, I don't know. I really believe in what I don't know how to stress enough that I really believe in what that charity's doing.
I mean, for you to say that just shows right there, because you have refused to shave your beard for any amount of money
Yeah.
for yourself.
I hate my face without a beard. But
Right.
like, but that's the thing, man. It's like, it's a really good charity, guys. Like,
Right.
and if you haven't looked into it, and that's what I'm saying. Even if you don't donate, please look into the charity. Find somewhere that you can find where I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the thing. Like,
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
For one of the bigger milestones, if we hit it, like if we hit the 1,500, like within a month or two,
Yeah.
reach out and have a representative come on for you to interview. Like you're around the music, but interview them as a company.
Okay, so you know what's cool? Brandon actually, like, he and I are setting up another call with the I Am Brandon guy.
Mm-hmm.
I could actually probably talk to him about that in a couple of days. Also, thank you, Inga. I just got the text and an email. So Inga just jumped in, and
Nice.
I appreciate that so much, because, like I said, I really believe in this organization. Like, I really believe in what they're doing. Like,
even I could, like, whenever I do live streams, occasionally people will donate to me, and I could even just put in the title, like, all the proceeds today are going to this organization to help it out. I could do that.
Yeah, no, and that's up to you guys. Like I said, like, that's up to you guys 100%. I'm not gonna ask anybody to do that, because I agreed to this, like, as me. But if you guys find the opportunity where you want to plug it and you feel compelled to plug it, it's gonna have my name on it, because it had to have my name on it, but 100%. Or even if you guys wanted to try and get involved, I don't know how to get involved with the organization, because, like I said, they
reach out to you. Yep.
I don't know how to get involved with them if it's not like that. But as far as Vaughn goes, if you feel like you want to plug it, you're more than welcome 100% to plug it, because
we just need to have your link, like yours.
Yeah, and it's an easy link to get to. I pinned it in the Discord under promos and other places, but like, I don't know. Like I said, it's a super solid organization, and like, it's a really good cause. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And like I told you in Discord, Alpha, if you want to drop the link in the chat for ATRL, because it is the after party for ATRL, I'm fine with that. And I'll try to go ahead and grab the link, and whenever I do my boredom podcast, I'll put the link in there too. Because I'm all about supporting.
Look, Inga put it in the chat. Inga already got you.
Hey, Inga's on, like, Inga's got it. Yeah,
Thank you, Inga. I appreciate that.
Veterans and video games, two things I support. So, like, something I can get behind.
And like I said, I didn't mean to spend so much time no. Going at it, but like, it's very rare that I find something that I'm like, this is like this should exist. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And I'm wholeheartedly behind it, because I got 2 nephews that are in the Air Force now.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Like, so cool thing too for everybody else, because I know I was talking about, like, the veterans and the video games connection. They have a Discord as well, and they have access to mental health resources in their Discord. The mental health resources that they have access to are not just for veterans. So even if you're a civilian and you need a mental health resource, or you know somebody who does, in their Discord, it's funded by them. They have access to those resources. So
that's outstanding.
Yeah. So anybody with mental health issues or thinking about suicide, whatever the case may be, can get access to those resources through them. The sponsors.
I'm actually really glad that you did take so much time on this, because with this being up and staying up, we'll have people that come through and watch it, in
Yeah.
their free times that didn't come now, and they'll be able to know about it and see the link and everything else. 'Cause like I said, I have that up on the screen for everyone, so that even if they don't get to read chat, they'll be able to see that.
Yeah, my hope is that we do really well with this and I can get more involved with the organization. I would love to be able to like reach out to content creators myself. Because like I said, Brandon reached out to me. I'm not sure how he got like involved with the organization. I'm probably gonna ask him about it. But he reached out to me because he found my channel and he was intrigued because he's like, oh, I'm a DJ and I like gaming and stuff like that. And so we had a whole conversation about that. And
Right.
He was like, I thought you might be interested in this, and so I wanted to, kind of tweak your ear a little bit about it. I would like to get to that level where I'm able to get content creators involved with it, because like I said, you can Google Stack Up. Like, you can literally open Google right now, look up Stack Up, and don't just take my word
Got
for
you,
it.
Jason.
But if you Google Stack Up and look at is it like what I Googled was the first time was like, is it a legit charity? And you'll see like it has a 97 rating, which again, if you look into charities, which I always do before I donate to any charity, a 97 is damn near unheard of, because that means they pay like 3 people and then everybody does the stuff out of the love.
Well, the other thing is, with you wanting to reach out to content creators, you already know a lot of veteran content creators you can reach out to with this too.
Well, and that's kind of why I'm hoping I can get more involved with the organization. Honestly, I think that would be awesome. Like, I think people that I could tap and be like, hey, this exists and it's a really good cause. The only thing is, most of the veteran content creators I know are not gamers.
Right.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Right.
We don't fault them for that.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, for me, it was a no-brainer, and I'm not gonna shove it down everybody's throat all the time. But like, I am gonna make it, like I said, at least periodically, I'm gonna make it a big part of my content, because it's something I really, really believe in. And
it's something you're passionate about, and I got you, and I understand and appreciate that too. And any veteran content creators that happen by, please go check out Stack Up, and help spread the word.
All right, that was my spiel.
That's fine. Yeah, Jason had to hop out because of the folks on the radio and stuff, I guess, is what he said. But I'm leaving the link up for the Stack Up that Inga helped grab for us.
See, even on the stream, y'all just watching and lurking. I see that an anonymous donor just sent 30 in for it. I appreciate whoever you were.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like I do. Like, you don't have to tie your name to it, nothing like that. It's just, I promise it's such a good.
Right.
I haven't been this happy about a collaboration that I've made since like the Coldest Water. You know what I'm saying? And the Coldest Water has stayed in my corner through everything. And they're like, even though you're a little bit off the wall, like, they still, they still stick with me. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I know you, and you don't just go out looking for partnerships and or sponsors or what have you. You really have to endorse the company and be right behind it to do all that. So I trust you in your research.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, I do have a question for you. It's a different topic.
Okay.
I mean, I just don't want to jump ship, right away. Not jump.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why did I say that? Like, I don't want to jump topic right away. But
Yeah.
I did watch all of Fallout. I watched it within like 2 days. It
Yes!
was amazing.
Such a good show, right?
It was like there's like so far there's only really been two good video game adaptations, and that's The Last of Us and Fallout. I've never played Fallout, so I don't know a lot of the lore and the Easter eggs, but I really enjoyed the show, and it was awesome.
Such a good show. You don't even have to be a fan of the games. Like
I've heard that about it.
It made me go look up Fallout on my PlayStation, see what's available, because I want to play it now.
Dude, please do. First of all, like Fallout games are amazing. I think you watched. Did you watch my Fallout 3 streams?
I did watch some of them. Now, is Fallout 3 New Vegas?
No, New Vegas is the next one after Fallout 3.
Okay, because the only two that I can actually play are Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas. So
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. New Vegas is the best Fallout game. New Vegas is also the one that I've tried streaming like 20 times, and just nobody wants to watch those streams.
Hey, well,
I mean, to be honest, when you first started your streams and stuff, it was kind of hard to watch because, well, for one, you didn't pay attention to the chat very often, and two, you were so enthralled in the game, and sometimes it was a little boring. But I try to come around more often to your gaming streams and hang out.
Yeah. No, hey, like the opening scene of like when the bombs are falling, like I genuinely like found that jaw dropping. Like I was like, what the fuck? That was done so well. It was horrifying.
Yes. Bro, so
the way like what they did with the thumb, if it's bigger than your thumb, whatever, like that was so well done.
So Fallout to me, it was a game franchise that came out when I was younger, and I got super into it because it was. So here's the thing, and this is what I was telling my wife. It's if you play the games, they're like a really gruesome, like dark, gory game series, right? But it's got this backdrop of this really cartoonish, very very light-hearted like feel and everything. And then on top of that, it's over like 50s show tunes. You know what I mean? And so it's like all in all, like the whole franchise, the whole vibe, feeling, whatever of it is very.
Oh, Jay dropped out.
Yeah, but it's very nuanced. Like and to me, I think the complexities are what really got me into Fallout as much as I got into it when I was younger. Because like first of all, it's just crazy, but everything also logically makes sense. And so the first one came out when I was like 8. And so I didn't get super duper into it because like we didn't have a computer in our house. Like it was it was what it was. Second one came out when I was like 9 or 10. Smell like goat. Have a good night, Tater. Appreciate you hanging out, and hopefully you get that goat smell gone. I know like that's actually tougher said than done, or tougher done than said. Easier said than done. There we go.
Right.
But like,
yeah,
I don't know. Fallout to me was just like it was just such an interesting, different like thing in games for me. And then 3
and thank you for welcoming me back, Tater. I don't know what happened there. It booted me and I came back.
We knew you were coming back.
Right.
It's your stream, man.
I think my hacker just went to bed or something.
Right. But then Fallout 3 came out like around the time that I was joining the army and everything, and I was like, I was already kind of into dystopian stuff and all that, like, and so that was cool. And then New Vegas came out right after I got back from Afghanistan, or right before I got back from. I played it right after I got back from Afghanistan, but it was like I don't know. It's just it's a series that I kind of grew and like kind of like took on and enjoyed throughout time. And so Bethesda, you might not know this, Bethesda is super careful with Fallout, like uh, with the exception of 76, which fans hated and Bethesda fixed to their credit. But like
Yeah,
Bethesda's
that's what I
super
heard too.
careful about Fallout. Like I don't think there's been a game that dropped more than 6 years after the one that came before it. Um, but
Yeah,
it's like,
ever since that 76 debacle, they've been very careful not to screw anything up.
well, Fallout 5, like they already have like the whole idea for Fallout 5, and Fallout 5 is not anywhere in their release radar right now. And
Right.
76 came out in 2022. So it's
Something
already
like that.
2 years old, and they're nowhere near like thinking about making the next one yet.
Right.
But they're super careful with it, and so like the show, when you're watching the show, and this is the thing you won't get if you're not a Fallout fan. When you're watching the show, there's so much like even extras they had on the set, like background actors and everything. They were literally moving in like NPC walk patterns to
That's nice.
to make it feel more immersive to like long-term fans of the show. And
Mhm.
so it's like the show to me was just such a good, and it's funny because the show actually brought a lot of like things that fans had thought for a long time but was never confirmed in the game. Um, the show actually brought like one huge thing, so I won't spoil it, but you saw like Vault Tech before, you saw Vault Tech during, and all that. That stuff was all stuff that like fans had uh thought for a long time was the case, because the games had kind of like hinted at it, built up to it, and all that. And the show was just like, yeah, this is the meeting where it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know what you're talking
Like,
about.
as a longtime fan of the series, I was watching it. I'm like, holy shit! Like that's it. Like we knew it. We knew it, and there it is. Like so, the show was done so well. But the funny thing is with the show, like the show is so good if you're a Fallout fan, but it's also really good if you know nothing about Fallout. So I would encourage everyone with Amazon Prime, if you haven't watched the show, please watch the show, because number one, I am a Fallout fanboy. If you can't tell from the poster that has held prominence in every stream setting that I've had,
Oh yeah.
literally since day one on YouTube, that poster has been somewhere in every setup that I've had.
Can I ask, and like I, in case anybody else plans on watching it, I mean, like I'm just gonna go completely spoiler free, but like one of the ending shots is a guy flying towards
New
some
Vegas.
sort of city.
New Vegas.
Okay.
That's
Oh
New
shit.
Vegas.
Okay.
So season 2, which has already been approved and is already in production, that is New Vegas. So season 2 is going to have to happen in New Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be dope.
Yeah.
If you could talk with the charity and have one of the games that they purchase for your bundle be Fallout.
That would be really cool. I don't know how much input I can have like that, but that would be
Right.
1,000%. I would weigh in and be like, "Look, just buy a copy of Fallout as part of my box." Like,
Right.
like, let's go.
All
No,
right.
I agree. But no, Jim, that's another reason why you should play New Vegas, because a lot of people are thinking like, with how the show is heading, that the series is actually setting up the sequel to New Vegas. And so a lot of people think that before Fallout 5 comes out, like New Vegas 2 is going to come out.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I really, really like. I was actually shocked at how much I actually enjoyed the show, considering I haven't played them. But yeah, no, it genuinely makes me want to go back and play
It's
some.
it's such a
And
good show. And like
Okay, I have a,
I'll tell you this, Sierra has never been a Fallout fan. She watched me play through Fallout 4 from beginning to end. But Sierra's never been a Fallout fan. Her TikTok, YouTube, and every other like streaming feed is full of Fallout stuff right now because after watching the show, she started like watching all of the Vault lore videos and all that stuff. Um, and she's been like digging in. She's like she keeps coming to me randomly and she's like, "Did you know that there's a vault that's like this?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, I did. I know all the vaults." And she's like, "That's crazy. That's hilarious." Like, and I'm like, "Yes." Like when you dig into Fallout, there's such a good twist of like just dark and funny and like just like melancholy. It's a video game series version of me in a nutshell.
okay,
I'm the
breaking
human
news there.
I'm the human embodiment of the Fallout franchise.
Like I said, breaking news there from Inga.
Hey, I appreciate that, Inga. 100%. Like I said, like I really just really I've said it enough. You guys know where I stand on it, but I just really
Right.
I want people so badly to just get behind this and like let's make a difference because here's the thing too. This is the cool thing. Like for me, you guys know like I want to help people. Like at my core,
Yep.
I want to help people. And
Right.
this is the first opportunity that I've really had to be like, okay, I'm not getting anything from this, but I truly just believe in this so much that like I want this to do well. You know what I mean?
Right. The
Like
last time I've seen you like this was when there was that charity Wick got you with sending T-shirts over to Iraq, Afghanistan. I want to say.
yeah. No, and that's the thing, man. Like I just I believe in it so much, man. Like I really really just believe in it a
Right.
ton.
yeah, I'll definitely try and do my part. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
glad. I'm glad about that.
anybody, and I know Wick or not Wick. I know Jim. You usually send at least $5 on Thursdays. Look, like I'm saying, next Thursday, even to do your part, all you got to do is take that $5 and instead of sending it to me on PayPal, send it to them, and I'll give you 2 requests. You know what I'm saying? And that's enough. Like that's fine. If that's all you ever donate to it, like that's fine.
Right.
Like 100%, I'm okay not making $5 if it goes toward that and like because I really like dog. I wish when I was in Afghanistan or like some of the places I've been, like I wish something like this existed and somebody sent me some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel you.
yeah, no,
I mean,
100%.
I will never served myself, but I understand your sentiment because I know a lot of people that were in the military.
Yeah. And the thing is, dog, like we need an escape sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh
like
yeah.
Yeah, and like basic like everything I've heard and everything I've been told about being in the military, nothing about it is easy. So it'd just be nice for somebody to have a break, enjoy some video games. Like I can totally see that.
yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I know there are people who have never been in the military and they're like, don't our soldiers have something more important to worry about than video games? Yes, they do. And they spend a lot of time worrying about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let them unplug for a minute. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. They have
uh,
downtime like everybody else. You know, with any job that anybody has, you get downtime.
bro, there are
But
times I'm not gonna lie. There were times for me personally, like I would not sleep just to play
mm-hmm.
Pokemon for like an hour or two. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
just because I needed that mental reset of like let me just let me just jump into this kids game for a little while and fucking
Mm-hmm.
like breed my Pokemon
Right.
to get away from like everything for a minute. And that's the thing. Like I get it. People, whatever. I've said all that I can say. I said I would shut
Right.
up.
No, it's fine.
And
I actually enjoy when you have something that you're passionate about like this. Like I said, I've been waiting for you to start doing your rant videos.
yeah. Well, the only problem with that is like it's hard. Like I don't want to force it, but like
Right.
I feel like I could take snippets from ATRL and like have a year worth of rant videos. Look at this. I want to show you guys this. My wife's cool as fuck.
Mhm.
Look at this vinyl that she grabbed me the other day.
Hey, hold
So,
up.
What vinyl is that?
so
Like-
it is the Red Barn Sessions 1 and 2 of the Red Barn Sessions. If you look at the track list on it, it's got White House Road. It's got Bottles and Bobbles. It's got Follow You to Vergie. Like, and it's the original press, unopened, like completely unblemished.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So this has been my favorite album that I've been playing for a while. I got this on vinyl. I that recently, so it's got all these pages and stuff. Like I love this. You know.
Yeah.
Want to get more.
No, well, that was the thing. Like, I'm not a huge vinyl collector. I have a vinyl collection, but like, I'm not a huge vinyl collector. But like, when she brought me this, I was like, okay, like we can definitely like find some space for that. You know, like
Right.
it's pretty dope. I love
I saw
telling
somebody recently that a band that I follow. I think it's Tesla is putting out a vinyl album.
vinyl's big right now. Like everybody's
Mhm.
going to collecting vinyl.
I mean, it has such a pure sound to it. So
Me and
Well, it's not even that it's pure. Like I love that little crackle that you get. It's just aesthetically pleasing to me.
that's what I think is.
It's an impure sound. I will tell you from an audio engineer standpoint, from an audiophile standpoint, whatever. Vinyl is not a better quality sound than a CD or an MP3 or anything else.
Right.
It's not an objectively better sound.
Honestly, I think it's just nostalgia for me.
If you enjoy the warmth, if you enjoy the crackle, it can be a subjectively better sound, and that's where a lot of people get into.
Yeah.
Scheme and I fleshed this conversation out on a live stream a while back. But it's very much like some people will tell you it is a more pure, better sound. It's not, but it is a preferable sound to some
Right.
people.
And
that's okay.
Like you said, it's subjective, and like I said, to me, subjectively, it's a better sound to me, but it's also probably tainted in nostalgia because I remember growing up having record players and then tape decks and all that.
For a lot of people, nostalgia will impact it. If nostalgia doesn't impact it, then for a lot of people, for hipsters, just the cool factor of listening to a vinyl will. But like, there are a lot of factors that play in.
Right.
Bottom line is listen to music how you want to listen to music, people. I just think records are cool when it comes to like the collectible aspect of things. Records to me are the most collectible, cool version of having music. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hmm.
And that said, like I've got a huge cassette collection too, and we can go back and forth all day about the audio quality of cassettes, whatever. I'm still waiting for cassettes to make a huge comeback. They've blipped, and they're making a comeback, but cassettes are where you need to be at, dog, because cassettes are coming back. And when they do, I'm pulling out my fucking Jay-Z Hard Knocks cassettes, and I'm going to fucking flex on all of
it. I mean, I actually really enjoy reel-to-reel players, too.
Fuck you. I ain't got time for all that shit.
I've got to wake up pretty early in the morning, so I think I'm gonna.
Again, it's nostalgia. All right.
So
Have a good one, Jim.
I'll see you guys later. And
Not
Have a
Jim.
good one.
yeah, peace.
It is getting
See
relatively
ya.
late. I don't have to wake up tomorrow, but I do have to get ready for this prom tomorrow, which means I've got a
Right.
little shit to do. So I should
Right.
probably go to bed before too long. But anything on your mind, dog? Anything that we should hash out before we go?
Not that I'm aware of, other than the drama that's happened and everything, and I think it's already been pretty well squashed.
Drama that happened is irrelevant. Like, the thing is, we have a community where people can speak their minds. People
Right.
can speak their minds. If people
Right.
can't speak their minds, there's a problem. Like, again, people holding things in and on your chest, like, is what it is. There have been people who have said mean things about me that I've pushed off, lifted off. Like, directing that at one person in the community, regardless of what position that person holds in the community, does not make it different than if you and Jason have beef tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Understood.
And that's where it settles for me. Is
Pretty much my only really burning question was I out of line speaking for you on those times and topics?
I don't know that you spoke for me. When did you? What?
Well,
Depends on what
for
you.
one, it was the discussion of mods and everything. I spoke for you because I knew your stance on that.
Was mods. Here's what happened with the mods. I had people like leaving and rejoining the server so that they wouldn't be mods anymore, and then those people were telling me, well, mods are irrelevant anyway. Here's the thing. I don't think that mods are irrelevant. They make my life easier during live streams, especially during the sus stream, like if we need
Right.
to or roll somebody up or
Mhm.
whatever. But the thing is, I 100% was petty when I took mods away from everyone, because I
Right.
said, okay, fuck it. Mods are irrelevant. Let me just take them all away from everyone. Let me be petty. And then if we're in a sus stream or something and somebody needs a role, you guys can wait on me to fucking add everybody's role. Do I
Right.
regret that? I don't regret doing that. I don't like that I did that because it is a pain in the ass. But you know what? Like, I'm just tired of like if you want to be a mod on the server, be a mod on the server. If you want to bitch about being a mod on the server, bitch about being a mod on the server, or don't be a mod on the server.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm not directing. I'm not attacking anybody. Like, understand, because I know that I just said like bitch about being a mod on the server, whatever. Like I'm not like nice that you hold on. Nice that you can admit to that. Also, when I was a Discord mod, I wasn't a Twitch or YouTube. So you weren't, because we had talked about like separating Twitch, YouTube, and Discord mods, just because there's so many of us in the community. Like, a Discord mod needed to be its own thing, and then a Twitch or YouTube mod needed to be a different thing. And so understand, like when I removed mods, when I took it away, again, it was 100% a petty move from me. And I was just like, in the moment, I was like, whatever, we'll just take them all. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it's not questioning anybody, because if I had my pick, honestly, like, Jay would have kept his mod. Because Jay actually does mod things. Mary would have kept her mod because Mary does mod things. 100% understand. Like for me, it's not about thinking that you guys weren't good mods.
Right.
It was literally just to me about like, fuck it. You know what? Like, I'm just tired of the back and forth and discussion about everything. So fuck it. Everybody wants to say mods are irrelevant. I'm just gonna take them all off.
Right.
Take them off.
And I
You know?
understood that, and that's kind of what I was saying, is that if you felt you wanted them, you would give them back to people or give them to people, and if you didn't, then it would stay the way it is.
I'll say this too, and you know, to my credit point, I'm not sure where it goes. Wherever it goes, like, I even took Sierra's mod away in the Discord. Like, she's not a Discord mod, and she's my wife. She's my mod on everything
Right.
else, because she needs to be, but like I even took her mod away. Like when I say I took all the Discord mods away, I took all the Discord mods
Right.
away.
Oh yeah.
And to me, like, and that's the thing, like James, like shout out to James, because James is always like a super reasoned human being. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
he comes in and
Yep.
it's like, okay, even if I hella agree with Mary, against Tyler in this argument that they had or whatever, he still comes in and he's like, okay, but let's look in the middle, guys. And I appreciate
Agreed.
it. And again, and that's the thing, like I didn't do it to be like, because what I don't want is just to make a bunch of mods that are only like stacked up in my corner saying, oh well, Tyler's right about everything.
Right.
I'm not right about everything. And I don't want people to tell me that I'm right about everything. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I'm not twisting that. It's just it gets to a point where it's like I don't take time away from the Discord. I don't take time away from Twitch. I don't take time away from YouTube. But I still have those feelings that drive people to do those things. I don't leave the Discord. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But I still have those
Same.
emotions and those frustrations that boil up. And
Mm-hmm.
so sometimes my answer is just to say, okay, well, fuck it. Like if you guys are gonna complain about this and say it's irrelevant or whatever, like I'm not going to leave the Discord. I don't want to shut down the Discord because again, like going back to a few days ago, literally I had an existential crisis and I was like, you know what? Like I want, if it was up to me, if it was just on me, I would shut down the Discord. I don't like Discord. I don't like social media. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of why I don't respond to people a lot. Like I don't like those things. That's an inherent point of me. And call it a flaw, whatever. Like it's just part of me. But anytime I've thought about shutting down the Discord, what my mind goes to is like, but this is Jim's community. You know what I mean? And like Jim has shared personal thoughts about how this community has helped him through like personal problems and all that stuff. I don't want to shut down Jim's escape. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I don't want to shut down the place where like more people than just me come and talk, even if it's negative sometimes. Fuck it, let's be negative sometimes. We can be negative sometimes. There needs to be negativity sometimes. That's part of life. But don't take away what can be an escape. Like today, the Discord might be a frustration for me, but today the Discord might be what talks somebody off of stepping off the ledge and like just giving up. You know what I mean?
Right. And then that was something that I was also saying is, the community is the more important thing of us being there for each other during our good days and our bad days, venting when we're having a bad day, and, celebrating when we have good days. Well, and that's what a community does.
And that's where I'm going to. And I haven't fleshed out this conversation offline, so don't think that I'm blasting anybody, but like part of this is just me talking. Y'all know me well enough to know like I'm a person, if it comes to me, say it to me, it doesn't matter. I will tell you my things, flaws, faults, whatever. I will discuss these things with you publicly. I don't care about DMs. I don't read my DMs most of the time. Like you're just as well off telling me in a chat or in a live stream or something else like that. Like things be different. I understand most people don't think that way, but like to Tater's conversation the other day, Tater was voicing her opinion. And that's the thing. Like what she said or not, like Tater or not. Like Tater has always been there for me, 100% Tater. I will always have Tater's back. Like Tater is one of my close to day ones. Like let's call it day threes, And that's a situation though, if there's an issue, if she doesn't like say Simple or something, that's her and Simple. They can deal with that because like Tater's still there for me. It's just like it's just like if I'm gonna say Mary because of Mary being in the chat. So Mary, please don't take this as like me talking about you, but it's just like if Mary didn't like me, okay. Like Mary and I just don't have to interact with each other. She came from Simple's community. She's here for Simple and like be there for Simple. I've no desire to get you out. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not defending any of that. Again, that is because that is between you two. Like as far as her saying that you were involved in all that, I don't know what happened with all that. I don't know how anything turned. I said my piece. You guys saw my piece. Mandy got mad at me. You know, you guys saw my piece, and I said my piece. And then Mandy DM'd me. I DM'd her. Like that's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not weighing in on any of that. It's not my place. Yes, Tater calling your name out. You guys, you at that point, like it's something that I don't have any part in, and so I don't have anything to weigh in on that. Do I think that if that wasn't your intention, if that wasn't something that you had a part of, do I think that she was wrong? Sure. But do I think that's between you guys to have the conversation and figure out? Absolutely. And that's where I land on it. And that's where I land with everything. And that's part of why I'm 100% like, okay, like we can say whatever. Like I didn't either, so it's bullshit for her to come. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like again, I'm not saying like Tater's a saint. Tater and I have had issues. Like Tater is calling me out. We've had problems and not talk for a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like and so understand, like I'm not saying that Tater's a saint. I'm not saying like everything that she says, does, whatever. What I am saying is she's always been there for me, and I appreciate that. And so I like over a situation like this, I'm not going to be like, well, fuck her, you know? And nobody should expect me to. I wouldn't do that to any of you either, you know? Like and that's all I'm saying. As far as like the particulars of what went down between you guys, I think you guys should talk. Like it in my opinion, I think you guys should talk. I don't know how that conversation goes. I don't know any other part of that. Don't need to have a conversation with someone who calls me out like that but you do because you're talking about it right now. And that's what I'm saying. Like there is something on your mind about it. I think that you guys would personally, I think that you guys would benefit from having a conversation.
It's kind of like when Simple called me out for going live. I went and I had a conversation with him in the Discord, but I explained myself and tried to, say, look, I went back and rewatched the live that I did. I didn't say anything negative about Simple. I was actually defending him a lot of the time. And, the beginning of my live, I said I did not want to discuss what happened in the Discord. However, my podcast, I don't shy away from any topic. So if the topic comes up, I'm going to discuss it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. What I would go back to, like Mary, you and I have had points where like we butted heads, and we've always been able to talk through those. And that's one thing where I would say I think that you and Tater could talk through those again. Like I do think, again, conversation is the answer. I'm not telling you to have a conversation. If you don't want to have a conversation with Tater, don't have a conversation with Tater. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not telling you that you should or that you have to, or I'm not even encouraging it. I'm just saying, like, the situation between you and Tater. I like you. I like Tater. You know what I'm saying? Like
same.
That to me does not mean that I have to be involved in the situation.
And it's like on my live, Marilicious and Killzo had an issue, and the three of us talked it out.
Sure.
They came to an understanding.
But that's what I'm going back to as far as like because now we're rabbit holing away from what I was saying.
Sorry.
Like
gotcha.
As far as like issues, I want everybody just fucking get it out there. Like who cares? And it's like Tater and Simple. Like if they have an issue, again, like they can figure that thing out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'm not knocking out. What I'm saying is, I lost my train of thought. Almost everything can be resolved through conversation. And truly, like some people just don't have to get along, and that's okay too. No situation between me and Tater, she felt the need to let me in with whatever she felt about Simple. So if and when she realizes it's wrong to do so, she can let me know. Yeah, and again, everybody doesn't have to get along. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I'm not worried about that. But what I don't want, is for that to turn into like, oh, well, people are going to be excommunicated from the community or something like that. It's like,
Right.
well, like somebody who supported me since I was facing the window in the basement is not going to be excommunicated from my community. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
It's not an us and them. People have their issues. They need to work that out.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I I don't know, man. The thing that blew up earlier, I feel like went in a direction that it didn't need to go in. I feel like a lot of
Right.
things kind of sometimes like spill into directions they don't need to go in for no reason.
Right.
But I'm trying to be diplomatic, Mary. I did that.
Right.
Like I said, I was not talking about you in my hypothetical situations. I was just using your name because you were here. Um, but yeah, no, and that's the point. That's where I came from when I jumped into the conversation. I'm like, I wait, we're talking about what now? Because like, I'm like, that's not what we're doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like pause. Like, let's just pause because I I don't know, man. And it's and here's the thing: if Mandy was in here, and she may be lurking, and I hope she is, because I would tell Mandy I'm sorry for the way that I called her out.
Right.
But the bottom line is like, yes, Mandy has said mean things about me too. What do? I either DM her or let it go. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Mhm.
it's
Right.
not. And I'm using Mandy's name because again, I believe in transparency. Everybody sees
Right.
what goes on, and everybody sees things that happens. And it's like, look, people talk about people sometimes. It's not like it's a secret. It's not like it's hidden under a vault and anything like that. Yeah, that's the thing. She says things about everyone. So does everyone. Like the problem is like if we're like if me and Jay are secretly in DMs right now being like, yo, fuck Mary. Like Mary's a whole ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's where it's like,
That's
buddy,
that's
it's
that
like
fuck shit.
it's not if it's public. Well, that's fine. I'm not gonna have this argument between in this forum, but I can promise you have several times you've gotten mad at me, you've whatever. That's not the point. The point is, it's not like somebody was like hidden in a broom closet saying fuck Simple. Just like you
Right.
didn't hide in a broom closet on the situations I'm talking about saying fuck Tyler. Like, and that's okay. And that's why I've never been mad at you and held that against you. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
why I've never been like, okay, like I'm making a new thing. You don't do it on live stream. You don't join live streams. Easy answer. We can put boxes. I can be like, well, I don't fuck other bitches on my wife while she's awake. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, stop adding the nuance and just look at what the situation is. Like that's where it comes back to. And it's like,
And that's what I've always said also is conversation leads to understanding.
Bro,
That's why
100% openness.
I enjoy going on live and having conversations
This is a
because
community about openness. How many times have you
yeah,
guys heard me say, I'm not going to withhold the name of X person, even if they watch this, because like there's no point in me pretending I'm not talking about that person. You know what I mean? I think things were said about Simple when he wasn't there online. No doubt, however, that Tater says the same shit. No, Tater will say, um,
right.
Tater will say uh, what she has to say, no matter who's around. That's just her situation. She should have no knowledge of unless someone did talk. And see, I don't know what you're talking about there. Like, again, I watched the stream. I went through it. I have no idea which part of this was so like egregious that she was talking about that wasn't like I that's what I don't understand. I don't understand what part of this was something that nobody has knowledge of. But that said, I know a lot more of things that are going on than most people probably do. And so I don't know what you're talking about there.
And
That's
on my side of the
what
spectrum, like I said, and on my side of the spectrum, like I said, I never set out to be talking about anybody behind their back. I actually went live because I was bored and wanted to have conversations. I'm not going to shy away from a conversation that somebody else has, but at the same time, I had said that I didn't want to discuss what was happening in Discord because I knew something like it would happen that
Well,
happened. And on top of that, it's like, you know,
what 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 I,
people,
what I'm not
people,
understanding.
yeah, okay,
I don't mean to cut you off. What I'm not
yeah,
understanding,
okay.
like we're talking about Tater talking about a situation. I didn't see where she was, and maybe I missed it watching the live stream. I did not see it where Tater was talking about a situation, and that's what's confusing to me because I saw that mentioned a couple of times in Discord, and you mentioned it now. I did not see Tater talking about any specific situation, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I think I do,
Okay.
but but at the same time, it's one of those things where, as you said, it's between Tater and Simple, not anybody else. They need to talk and hash it all out. However, that
Probably.
being said, I think that the situation that's being discussed is of a monetary and all that, and I defended Simple on that.
I don't know. I don't know what you're
So
talking about.
like
Are you talking about when Tater said ask him for money? Is that what we're
yeah,
talking about? Okay.
yeah, I think that
We
that's
all
part
saw
of
the
it.
live stream. The live stream's still up on YouTube. You don't have to be that
Hmm.
cryptic, Jay. Um,
Right, but I'm just saying, I just it's one of those things that I've already been called out for, airing shit out and all that,
well,
but
there you go.
I don't see
I
that
heard
I am.
when I disappear like the Avatar, when I come back, there's always somebody having beef with somebody, or everybody got beef with Tyler, or Tyler's got beef. No, it's
No, it
I don't know. All I know is like 2024 is not a year where I'm gonna have beef with anybody. 2024 is a year where Tyler is very much saying like I be upfront with me and let's be real, or
right.
don't fucking talk to me. And it's no offense to anybody. I'm just saying like I I don't know. I'm so done. Like when I look at the world, and this is close your ears, Mary. This is a point where when I look at the world, I think like all signs point us to being too close to like just the second coming and stuff. And to me, I have no interest in having beef with people. I don't have interest in having secrets. I don't have interest in any of that stuff because it's like I want to be the best person that I can be. I want to make a positive impact
Hmm.
on the people that I interact with, whatever. But like, dude, like I'm just
Right.
I'm literally so over drama, and I'm not saying that in the sense of like, oh, I'm just tired of having conversation. No, I will have a conversation with you until
Right.
the point where I realize like you don't actually want to have a conversation with me.
Right.
I'm not
And I'm
gonna.
the same way, and that's why I'm here. Why I support you is because I feel the same way you do about a lot of stuff. We do have our differences, but we can always talk about it and discuss it, and move past if we can, and agree to disagree if we can't.
Right.
And that's what I
Apparently,
wish more people would, and that's part of what who I am is I try to bridge gaps and get people to understand that just because A
well,
person and B person dislike each other, you can still find common ground to hang out.
so to the apparently you're being fucked over though, because I saw that part in the stream. I didn't take that as talking about a situation though, and that's what I'm not understanding. Like, because Tater said something to the effect of Mandy is too nice for her own good and ends up being fucked over.
I mean,
That's
people have said that about me a lot too.
that's what I heard. I might be wrong. Like, and that's the point. Like, if we're talking about a situation, I don't see where that's about a situation.
Right. A lot of times people start getting um, in their feels over language that is taken out of context because they feel a certain way and feel it's targeted at them in a certain way. And when you have a conversation and discuss it, you find out it's not people, talking shit about you. It's just how they personally feel that you're too nice of a person, or that, you know, somebody else is a bad person because, they've heard how you've been fucked over by them or something.
Yeah,
And
that
there's a lot of context missing.
I mean that's all I'm saying. Like, and again, any situations being discussed, like anything Tater was talking about again, like that's between you guys and Tater. And I'm not gonna
Right.
play middleman and talk for Tater when she's in bed or anything. But I will tell you, as a watcher of the stream that came into question, that did not seem like her saying anything about any direct specific situation.
Right.
I'll tell you 100%. Okay. I won't even play devil's advocate. I'll tell you, Tater talking about a situation was talking about Simple's situation, like him living in the trailer and stuff. Like she was talking about his situation, like the situation he is living in. You know what I mean? Talking about Mandy was about something she's supposed to have no knowledge of. And again, I don't know where that's coming from. I know like her talking about Simple's situation is talking about like Simple's situation, like Simple's lifestyle. And again, any conversation around that, I'm not weighing in on any conversation around that. I'm just telling you, I know for a fact when she was talking about a situation, that's what she was talking about. Because I know how Tater talks, I know how people from the South talk, and that's how that goes. You know what I mean? It's just like when you say like my situation, like if I tell Jay, hey, my situation is right here. Um, I'm talking about what? I'm talking about where I'm at. I'm talking about what I'm doing. Never about Simple's lifestyle. It's about him asking for money. I heard one reference to that though. What the fuck are you talking about? Like this is the point. This is what I was talking to you about in the Discord earlier. This is where like you drone in on like one little thing and blow it into something else. Like, no. She made one reference to the money thing. Of what I don't understand. And that's where I'm looking like, where do you go further than like our money brought up once?
And also that reference to money, I think, was me saying that he hasn't asked for money in forever because he hasn't been live forever.
Someone talking shit they know nothing about behind people's backs. Hold on.
But like I said, I was defending the situation and everything else.
This thing muted me. Okay. It's not a little thing. It's about someone talking shit they know nothing about behind people's backs. Someone making something. So who was talking behind somebody's back? That's what I'm asking. Someone making something out of it when they know jack shit about it. Nobody knows jack shit. Like honestly, I think Simple and I are the only two people who know anything about like financial situations involved in this, and I'm not talking. So that's where I'm getting into like we can say all these things that we want to. Like at the end of the day, none of you guys really understand like finances here except me and him. And so like we're talking about all this. Technically, everybody in here is talking about something they don't know anything about. That's what I'm not comprehending.
Right. And Tater says she knows a lot of things about a lot of things, and sometimes she does, and sometimes she doesn't. She just says that a lot. It's kind of a mama bear thing to do, of get people to confess.
Pause. This is where I'm gonna go ahead and put the squash. Mandy does not know shit about finances around here again. Like when it goes into, yes, Simple may tell her things. Look, the fact.
No, I was talking about Tater.
No, I know, but Mary's talking about Mandy. She said Mandy knows. Again, Mandy does not know everything. Tater does not know probably as much. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to finances, like nobody actually knows finances. They're going into anything. So again,
I mean, all I know is my own finances.
yeah, like
I
everybody
don't know anyone else's.
that they're involved with. Everybody knows like what somebody else tell them. Talking about things between Mandy and Simple. Okay. I don't. Also, not implying I do. I'm not saying. See, okay. You guys have to pause when we're having a conversation. If one of you says something and I reply to one of you, you have to like not jump in and think that that's attack on the other. I'm replying to the statement that was made. I didn't say that you were implying that you did. The things that I don't know about. Fair. There are things that I don't know about too. I'm sure. I don't know. Like I don't know. Again, if everybody's going to be cryptic about everything, this conversation can't just like happen.
Right.
That's and that's the thing. That's the losing battle, and even trying to like talk this through is like we keep tripping up on some little minor detail in a statement or in something that's coming across. And I know I'm not mad at you, Mary. I'm frustrated with the situation because honestly, what happened in the Discord earlier was annoying as fuck, and it shouldn't have happened. Like the direction that everything went in was was silly earlier, and then the fact that like we're still talking about all this. Honestly, like people can say, "Have fun in London, Inga. Appreciate
Yep.
you."
Have a good one, Inga. Appreciate you.
But like that's the thing. Like 100%, man. Like in my personal life, I don't talk to anybody about anything that they don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Right.
wife knows everything. That's why I talk to my wife about everything. I don't know. My dad doesn't know about my electric usage, and so I don't talk to him about my electric bills. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wish, Inga. I wish.
where it gets into a weird thing is where we're in this Discord and everybody's mad and saying like you don't know about this, you don't know about this, and it's like then either throw it on the table what you're trying to talk about or leave it out of the conversation.
Yeah, take it to DMs or leave it out of the conversation, like you're saying.
And I get it. Like in this situation, you guys are saying like Tater was talking about things between Mandy and Simple that she doesn't know anything about, and that's fine. Maybe Tater overstepped. I don't know. Like as far as to the original points that I can observe, that I can see, Tater said Mandy is too nice and gets taken advantage of. That was said. Tater also at some point in the conversation said something about Simple asking for money. Until this moment, those two things were not brought together in my brain. Because you have to realize it was about an hour-long span that Tater was kind of on her kick, and I'm pretty sure one of those things was at the beginning of it, and one of those things was at the end. And I could be wrong. I don't know. But that's how it came across to me. No idea Tater thought I was running to Mandy or anyone yapping about whatever, until she made it very clear that's how she felt about me, so that's clear. Well, again, she typed in the thing and she said that you and Mandy went to Simple, I believe is what she said. And again, this is me just looking at what I read in the Discord. I don't know. What I think is that you're being defensive about that statement when in reality, Tater, yes, probably assumed more than happened. I don't know. I don't know if you did anything, Mary, and I'm not trying to accuse you of anything. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like sometimes when we get put on the spot, things feel more personal than they're supposed to be. So it'd be simple to run to Mandy and tell her what she said, add some bullshit to it. I think she was probably mad. Simple had just look. You even said earlier there was one person in the Discord talking about kicking people out and everything. If I had been in the Discord talking about kicking you out, you would probably be upset at me too. Like, right? We have like. I'm not even going into this. I did not come onto this stream to defend Tater. Tater doesn't need me to defend her. And it's not my goal. It's not my role. It's not what I want to do. Again, all I'm going to say is I think in these situations, personal feelings cloud a lot of how we would resolve situations. And we do have a tendency to get defensive. So all I'm going to say, I think everybody could talk to everyone. Right. That's all I'm throwing.
Yeah, in the end, conversation leads to understanding. If people have issues, they need to talk it out.
No one said that anyone suggested it to you, Mandy. Nobody said that Mary told you to go and watch it. Again, that was that. I can confidently say that that was not part of what was implied in anything that Tater said, anything that I said, Jay said, or anyone else said. She can be mad at me all she wants. She can leave my name out of her mouth, and 100%. And if you're being wrongfully accused, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can talk about things. Like, if somebody says something about you that is not true, 100%, just be like, hey, fuck off. I didn't do that. And then you guys can talk it out, but that doesn't mean that I have to be like involved in it. You know what I mean? Appreciate I was blamed for pointing it out. Openness. No, what I said is that you stir shit, and 100% I stand behind that. If you want to really take it to that point, you do. You like the drama, and I'm like, it's a simple fact that you do take opportunities, especially with Simple, to get him upset at everybody and get him to come back in raging. Like, again, openness. Yes. Do you want me to be open with you and tell you how I feel? This is my observation and how I feel about it. It's not my fault that you, like, okay, you're out. And like, again, it's not my fault that you want to leave every time I want to point something. And this is between me and you. Like, this is me telling you. It's not like I said it to somebody else. I even DM'd you back. You didn't respond to that. I'm still waiting on you to tell me a point where I've quote unquote turned against you or anything else. So, yes. And Simple is wrong. I didn't ask for input. Like I said, that was between me and Mandy. But again, yes, Simple was wrong for how he reacted there. And that was what I texted him, if you need to know every private conversation I have. Yes, it is bullshit. Simple's a grown man. If he gets upset about something, it's not because of what anyone else tells him. It shouldn't be. But again, if somebody is conspirating or whatever, conspiring, like behind the scenes with him, you know that's going to influence how he reacts to something, especially if that's the only person he listens to about things. Need to find shelter. I was wondering where that came from. I don't know. The point is that you did point a finger at Mandy. No, what I pointed the finger at, you can read what I said. I said that she stirred it and made it something else with assumptions. I literally said that. I'm pretty sure it was in one message. I don't even think it was spaced out. I did not point the finger saying that Mandy ran and told him. I'm not mad that Mandy told him that the stream was up again. The stream is private. It's not like somebody was having it in a broom closet trying to hide it from him. It's not like I was trying to hide it from him. It's just that she literally in her post about it pointed out that there were somebody's talking behind, and I have a good feeling who it is. Obviously, you guys sat and talked through more than just what actually happened. You drew up conspiracies, and that's literally where problems come from. We feel a different way about that. We may, and that's I don't dislike you for that. Like, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. I'm not even mad at Mandy. It's just like, genuinely want to go back to, like, I'm not
I feel you.
about this anymore. Like, this is exhausting. This is literally an extension of the drama earlier that I've cleansed from my mind before I went live earlier. There is no point in any of this going on. If anybody wants to have this conversation, I don't think Jay's live stream is necessarily where it needs to happen. We do, and that's not a problem. I really don't get why you seem to think so often that a difference. I don't. I literally don't. Can a third party tell me if I ever said that a difference in opinion right there was a problem? I don't have anything to hide, and Simple watched it on his own and say what was said. Okay, then I'm wrong. If you guys didn't have a conversation about it at all, If there was no negative conversation precluding and he 100% just watched it on his own and came in mad like he did, then I was wrong for what I said, Mandy. And I have no problem admitting that I was wrong for what I said. Yes, I assumed the worst. So did you. Kudos. We're both shitty people.
And I think that's part of the problem is that people start assuming
Like, literally,
that they're
what
all involved and they're
on
not.
assuming the worst. And again, yes, in this situation, from what you said, I assumed the worst from what you said. I said I'm wrong for assuming that you guys talked about it up front. If you guys didn't, if you genuinely just said, "Hey, watch this live stream," and didn't say another word before he came in on his rampage, then yes, I'm wrong for putting you in that situation, and that is 100% on me. And I have zero issue acknowledging that. So he's wrong for assuming. Can we move? I hope to God so. Like, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, these are not situations where I have a problem saying, okay, yes, I am wrong for something. If I said that to Mandy and Mandy didn't actually do anything there, I'm wrong. If Mandy, if you know in your heart, on your conscience, in your mind, that what I said was incorrect, I'm sorry and I'm wrong. I apologize to you because that was wrong of me to project onto you. I don't know how much fuller to make that statement. I was wrong if that is the case, and I apologize sincerely. I know it sounds angry right now because I'm honestly, the drama is just not something that I care for. And so yes, but it's not less sincere. I'm just irritated with the situation. Remove the community stream. That I did not. That's not correct. You don't get a +1 onto my apology. You got an apology for what you got an apology for. I did not assume the worst. I told you it is at a time that is perfectly convenient for me. Holy shit. Like, you're literally taking two completely different conversations.
Well, we had fun. And I will say that if I was wrong in anything that I said during my live, I do sincerely apologize as well. It was not meant to be that way. I did not set out to talk shit about any person in particular. I was running a live to have conversation. And as I said in the beginning of it, I did not want to discuss what was in Discord, but I'm not going to shy away from a conversation. So if I am in any way, shape, or form responsible or I need to, I apologize for that.
I don't know what you're apologizing for. You didn't do anything. You read conversations. You were nice and impartial. Like, get over it. Nobody's mad at you.
I mean, I'm just CYA on that one. I can admit my faults too. I should have shut down the conversation and shut that conversation down, but I didn't, and
But
it blew into this.
what was the point? Okay. I'm not going to keep this going. Never mind. I just don't understand what was so egregious that happened during that stream.
I kind of don't understand it either, other than, as Simple put it, I was discussing stuff that happened in Discord on a live, and again, like I said, it wasn't intended. It wasn't like I was set out to do it.
Then everybody can be mad at me because I discuss Discord on my live streams all the time. Be mad at me instead of Jay. There we go. Easy.
And I understand, Mary. I'm just putting that out there for the universe there. We all good. I love everybody no matter what, whether I agree or disagree with them. I love Mandy. I love Mary. I love Jason. I love Simple. I love Alpha. I love
You.
Tech. I love Tater. I love Jim. Everybody. I have nothing against any of us in there.
See, she's right.
No, I get you.
Get over it. Let it go.
I am. I am. I'm good. But if we're done,
Like that's the thing. If somebody has a problem with me, talk to me. I don't care if you talk to me in general chat, if you talk to me in DMs, if you talk to me on a live stream. I don't give a shit. If we've got an issue, just like tell me what the issue is, because honestly, like the shit is, the sooner we get the shit out in the open, the sooner we can fucking get over it.
exactly.
Like it's just like the thing, like Mandy said right there, saying you assume the worst when I said move the community stream to the top. No, that my part in that conversation, I don't know what was happening in that conversation before I joined it. My part in that conversation was to say this time is not inconvenient to me. Yes, there are other things that if the stream is not going, I said my part. And again, and I hear Mary's point. Like to Mary's point, if you're hosting a party, you don't ask people to show up when you're not there. And I get that. But again, it's Sunday afternoon, it's right after church. That to me is a time where if things are going on that I need to do, I'm going to do those things while I'm waiting on people to show up. And it may not be the best way, but again, it's the way that I'm going to do things. Like, and if that means that people don't end up showing up, that sucks. But there's nothing else I can say or do about that. But again, to that point, we understand where each other stand because it's out there. Like again, and hopefully, yes, hopefully it's a conversation that doesn't need to be had again. I agree. I thought that conversation was closed the other day, but it's just one of those things for me. It's like my neighbor had to deal with this copperhead problem no matter what. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm waiting on people. I got to flip my lawnmower over. I got to drain it out so that I can put new gas in it and stuff because I left it uncovered for a good part of the winter. And so there's water in it. You know, it's a part of it. And so, yes, I went over and I helped him and all that. I was still active in the chat. I was trying to make sure. Making you the bad guy while I never blamed anything on you. I said not to do it at that time to accommodate me. No, the bad guy part, listen, the whole you're making me the bad guy part came later in the conversation. It was a different thing. It was completely unrelated. And that's the thing that I want you to understand. You cannot apply something I said at a different point in the conversation to something that was said early. I didn't say that you were making me the bad guy because I wasn't there when everybody was coming together. Like not to do it at that time to accommodate you. It's not at that time to accommodate you. It's at that time because that is when the most people from the community are able to come together. It is a thing for the community. I'm going to do it when the most people can most conveniently make it to the thing.
And whenever I made my statement about that, I was basically talking about people who said that they would show up and didn't.
Jay, nobody
And
is mad about your statements. People are upset about me and what I said. Stop defending yourself for no reason.
I don't think it's just all your fault, Alpha, though. That's my point of view.
That conversation happening was not my fault because by the time I got there, you were all very angry at each other. Okay? So, no, I agree. That conversation was not my fault. I'm only pointing out my piece in that conversation.
Right, and that's all I'm doing, too.
But nobody questioned your piece. Nobody is mad at you.
I can understand that. I just don't. Well, I don't quite understand that because, like I said, it was a bigger picture than just you.
Mandy, You were angry at me. Stop pretending that you weren't. You were talking shit and you were mad at me. You were 1,000% directing most of your statements at me. Don't pretend like you weren't. You were. You literally said, "Do not accommodate me. It makes me uncomfortable if you're accommodating me." What else did you say? If you're gonna have it at this time but can't show up anyway, I would rather just not show up than to have you put it at a time for me. Whatever. Yes, you were directing your statements at me. Maybe it's because I'm the host of the stream. Whatever. It doesn't matter. You were directing your statements at me. And again, I'm not mad at you for that. You're welcome to do that. You're welcome to say it. But she got angry. Okay, like, this is where you guys piggyback off of each other. And I ask people not to piggyback onto me like that. And so it makes it very frustrating when we have these conversations sometimes. There is an angry edge. I don't think it's debatable whether or not that conversation was an angry back and forth by the end of it. So there's really no point debating whether or not it got angry, because it did. And I also understand you agreed with Mandy, and that's okay too. And I'm not mad at you for that. Like, again, yes, I see the validity in what you guys said. We're very direct when we talk bluntly and very straightforward. I do understand living with an American that can sometimes be construed as sounding angry. It isn't, though. And I agree. That's probably a cultural boundary that I could be better at reading into. And I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of misconstruing things like that when I'm not. Okay, piggybacking was a bad word. You guys align a lot of times, but specifically, and that's part of why Jay is quiet every time I go into these situations, into these conversations, because I've told Jay, I've gotten mad at Jay before for jumping in on my side in the middle of a conversation. What I was saying, piggybacking is not the best word, but you guys end up like in tandem on a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys end up together. And so you guys end up making like complementary points to back up each other. And it makes it hard to respond directly to one of you, because then the other one comes back and says something like kind of moving the goalposts a little bit. That's the frustrating point that I'm talking about. And it's not fair. Again, it's not a fair thing necessarily to call it piggybacking. I don't mean to say like you're just little sistering or whatever. I'm not mad at you for jumping in. I'm just saying like it is frustrating when it bounces like that in a conversation. You know what I mean? But no, as far as the whole conversation about the stream time, the stream is at the most convenient time for the community because it is a community stream. It's not going to change times. It just may not happen. Like, we got some of the same ideas. That's how I feel every time we are in a discussion. What are you talking about? I know you're not mad at me. How could you? I'm one of the most wonderful people you know and love. Yeah. I don't know what you mean there about we got some of the same ideas. That's how I feel every time we are in a discussion. I'm not, if you were talking to me, I mean, I agree. I don't think that like we're just miles away from each other. It's just the implementation piece that I think really kind of goes in different directions sometimes, you know? And again, I don't think that's destructive. It's just something where we have to be mindful of each other sometimes.
Right. And to JJV's point, I'm the same way with you as, you know, Mandy and Mary are. I tend to jump in because I know the way you think, and I feel a lot of the same type of things that you do at times.
Sure.
I try to get better at not doing that.
Yeah, that's the only thing, and it's not even. It's just I'm a prideful person. That will be my downfall at the end of the day. I'm a prideful person. I don't like when people jump into my discussions,
Right.
debates, arguments, call them what you will. When there's a
Right.
conversation where two people disagree, however you phrase that,
Mhm.
because saying argument makes it sound negative, and I don't think it's negative necessarily, but I'm very much a person. I ask people not to jump in when I'm in those conversations, only because I'm a very, like I said, call it pride, whatever it may be. Um, I want to hash out my stance on my own.
Right.
Fuck Mary Licious. She's a whole bitch.
and I learned that from the politics and religion, because you and Mandy both pointed out times where I was jumping in when I didn't need to. So that helped me to realize I need to take a step back and just listen a lot more.
You heard that, but you tapped on your phone, so your phone's in front of you. It's not behind you. I didn't talk behind your back. Aha!
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's the thing, and that's one thing I try to be mindful of, like 100%. Like I do try to be mindful, even when like somebody's jumping in my corner on a conversation that's like, whatever. Like if they're jumping in on my corner, I try to be mindful. I still don't want somebody to uneven the odds or whatever to stack in my favor. Like just because a lot of those things, I understand if I'm talking to somebody about a situation and it's 2-on-1, they may not be as open
Right.
to explore whatever,
Yep.
like I and that's just my mindset. Different generation, not glued to your phone. Kudos to you. Don't knock me. JV is the only one that gets to do that. Ah ha ha!
Uh-huh.
I'm glad that this conversation has less of an air of negativity, and I feel as though we did complete a conversation. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna take this shot to say goodnight because this is the ATRL after party, so we gotta have
Right.
cilantro. But if anybody has any additional grievances that they would like to air before I leave, I would like to go to bed tonight, knowing that any outstanding issues, grievances, whatever, are resolved. I'm
Yeah.
happy to stay live as long as Jay wants to stay live to air any additional grievances that still exist out there. Like 100%, I'm not going to like I'm not doing this thing where something we talked about today comes up tomorrow and then we get into back and forth again. Because like I said, I'm so over just pointless back and forth. If we have an issue, we're gonna have it tomorrow if we don't talk about it now. So let's talk about it now. If you get new Discord mods, please consider your choice carefully. Some might ban the entire thing. I'll tell you, if I get new Discord mods, it's going to be people who genuinely want to see the Discord do well, want to do things. You and Jay would be the first Discord mods that I would make. Everybody else would have to be considered after that. James, if James wanted it, Um, I would give James his mod back because again, James had no reason for having it taken away. But like I said, anybody else, I really want to know that they're truly actually behind it. They actually want to like do the mod thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, and really like out the gate, yes, you, James, and
I
Jay.
agree with James. Yep.
Yeah, James is 100% the best, and I'm saying I would
Hmm.
give it to James first and foremost. If I had my pick of anybody in the Discord to be a mod, it would be James because James is a fantastic human being. Okay,
Yep.
and
I agree.
this may surprise some of you. James and I disagree on a fair number of things, and it's never once been an issue between James and I. You know what I'm saying? Um, James and I have had a conversation about every disagreement we have from any standpoint, and we've always walked away still like able to respect and like each other. And so I have just a shit ton of respect for James as a person.
Question: did you ever see my suggestion about the mod situation
No.
in? I think it's the perspective. I posted an idea.
Yeah, I did see that. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I did see it.
Okay.
I was laying in bed last night or the
Yeah.
night before.
Yeah. The
yeah.
idea was to have like an actual vote on mods and actually have a time period and do it kind of like
I don't want to make it a vote.
election.
I don't want it to be a popularity contest. What I want it to be is people who actually, like I said, actually support the community. Not counting on.
I'm not gonna kill you. I know it's all good.
Again, like I said, I mean, it depends on who is actually interested in it. I agree with Bandy to a certain extent. Like anyone asking for the role is on a power trip, probably. Like there's a
Right.
good chance that anyone who really just wants to be a mod, really just wants the status of being a mod. I don't care about having mods for the sake of being mods. I care about having mods who actually just want to like help with live streams, help with the things like actually the functional things. Because I'm not asking mods to ban like 20 people a day,
Right. Exactly.
and that's the big thing is like just yes, a lot of times it's going to be really irrelevant being mod, but when it's not, it's not. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
can we just my opinion talking about that one person I was talking about earlier? Just don't. That would be Banfest 2020. One person. Who was the one? Are you talking about Killzo?
Yeah, that's who she's talking about.
Okay. See, the thing is, so I will say this about Killzo. Killzo, and I'm not necessarily saying like that, like that's the answer. Killzo actually is Scheme's admin for Scheme's whole Discord and like literally runs everything. Killzo is very good at just doing the thing he's asked to do. The only concern, and this is one thing I told Killzo because he had asked me about being a mod a while back. The only thing is Scheme and I want very different things. I want everybody to be left alone unless there's a reason for them not to be left alone. Scheme wants almost everything like monitored and cleaned up. And I'm not saying that he's wrong. Again, that's why we have different discords and stuff like that. I don't personally like that, and so that's one thing I think if Killzo were to be a mod on our server, that he would really have to adjust to, and I'm not sure that he wants to necessarily.
Right.
So I don't know.
And I agree with Jason's comment there. The mod thing, it doesn't bother me one way or another because I understand how you work things, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna be there no matter what.
yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, and just understand too, like whether you're a mod or not, it should not be a status thing. It's like 100%. It's like, do you have the time, availability, and flexibility to like help with these things? I think that's where we messed up before. Was we just tried to give it to the people who were most active. No offense to anybody who was a mod. I'm not saying that we had bad mods, but I'm saying it became a thing of like making people mods. And I don't think we need to just make people mods. I think it really needs to be people who understand what we want from mods in the server and want to do the things that we're asking mods to do. You know what I mean? Let's see. Different discords, different ways. The reason I left the server and came back, so my mod role would go away was pure petty. No, I know that, and that's the thing. And I'm not mad at you. Like that's what I'm saying. That's kind of what drove me to like take all the mods away because I was like, again, I was petty too. I may again. I don't walk away from this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's like sometimes, yes, I try to keep it very rarely, but sometimes I do very petty things too. And that's why I took all the mods away. I was just being petty. But honestly, we need mods. Like we do need mods. And it's not even it's not even just for like oh, we need mods because Discord servers have mods. It's like I'm asleep sometimes. What if somebody comes in and does something stupid while I'm asleep? What if we're live and somebody needs this role or something like that? And it's just like there are levels where we do need mods. And again, yes, my response to that was petty. Like, stop saying
And
the word.
again, it's okay. I didn't
know.
feel any way about it because I understood what he was doing. I understood it was out of pettiness, but at the same time that it was his to do.
Yeah.
And I think James feels the same way. I
Yeah,
don't know that.
I don't
But
think James is mad at me necessarily. I mean, James might be mad at me, and if James is mad, I will say this: if I was gonna, I won't apologize to Jay, but I would apologize to James. If James took that personally and got mad at me, I would apologize to James because genuinely, like I don't know, Jay is like. I feel like I can hurt Jay's feelings, and Jay knows that's just part of me being me.
oh yeah.
I feel like I feel like James and I we're close to having that relationship, but we don't have that relationship. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking James. I'm just saying like we never had a reason to be that close, and so we're not that close. Like, but it's like yeah, it was 1000% not like a knock on either of them because honestly, if it came down to it, like I said, Jay and James would have been the last two people that I would have taken it from.
We were.
And they were. But like I don't know. No, actually Sierra was the last person I took it from because
Okay.
hers was hidden. I didn't actually see her on the mod list at first.
And that's why.
Yeah. And so
She slipped through the crack.
it was like a day or two later I realized she was like, oh, I saw this, and I was like, how the fuck do you see that? And she was like, oh, because whatever, like it's in here. You shouldn't have access to that. And she was like, well, I've always had access to it. And I was like, oh, that's because you're still a mod. Let me fix that. So yeah, Sierra was actually the last mod that I took away.
Right. And one of the big reasons why I didn't actually take it personal and like start DMing you and asking you about it was because I saw that I was still a board member. So I was like, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I get it.
I didn't take anything but the mods away. It's not like I just
Right.
threw a tantrum and said fuck all the roles or anything like that. Like
Mhm.
it was literally in that moment I was like, oh well, mods are useless on the server anyway, so fuck it. There's no mods now. How about that?
Right.
I don't know. Like I said, it was a petty moment. I'm not proud of it. I'm laughing at it now because I'm removed from it,
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's something we can look back and laugh at. It's all good.
It's just one of those things. That's why I did it. It was not
Right.
malicious toward anybody. It wasn't
Yeah.
like anything
I figured as much.
at all.
I'm sure James felt that same way.
Yeah, and it was one of those things. If I was going to take it away from one person, I was going to take it away from everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There was no favoritism.
Yeah, like I try to be a not reasonable. Reasonable is not the word.
Fair and just.
No, that's not the word either. I try to be.
I tried to give it to you.
I try to be equal. That's
Mhm.
how I'm gonna choose to word it. Like I try to apply everything everywhere. Okay, so we talked about mods, even though that wasn't a real issue.
Right.
Gave anybody a chance who had a real issue to actually voice that. So I'm assuming nobody currently watching this has a legitimate issue with me that they want to talk to me right now. Again, anything you want to throw on the table, we can have a full, open, honest conversation about it. And
speak now or forever hold yourself.
After tonight, my assumption will be that we have no issues. And so I'm going to continue forward in any interaction with you, assuming that we have no issues. And if an issue comes up, I'm going to be very upset at you that we did not throw it on the table tonight. Mandy, even if you want to say, I have an issue, but I'll DM you about it. Say that. Don't say no. 3 days about something that happened 6 months ago. Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying. And no, here's the thing. Did I say a mean thing to Mandy earlier? Yes. Have I apologized and said that was unfair? Yes. Irrelevant. I still like Mandy. I'm still going to make jokes with Mandy. No, I'm not saying that Mandy has an issue with me that she needs to DM me about. And I'm mostly saying this for Mandy's sake so that she doesn't say, what the fuck? Why did you say that about me at the end? Mandy, I love you. Get the fuck over it. Like, I know we had that conversation earlier, and I'm not sure like what that was 100%. I very much would like a reply, even though I know I said what I said snarky in response. I would like a reply to that because I don't know what you're talking about. But again,
I can't be mad at Mandy because she has my toe.
That's true. I can genuinely say nobody in the chat right now, nobody on the stream, I don't think anybody that I interacted with tonight do I have a single issue with. Like, I really don't. I don't have a problem. I do not dislike you. I don't. Okay, to reply, so I'm assuming that you remember what you said to me. I will just tell you, since you don't have your app. Actually, you have Instagram still? I'll just screenshot it and send it to you. Because again, genuinely, what you said to me does bother me. Your last message bothers me. And I'm not sure. Ignore the snarkiness. I'll send you the picture. But again, I don't know what made you feel the way that you messaged me about, but in all seriousness, I don't know what the problem is. Like, I don't know what I did to make you feel that way. I'm sorry that I made you feel that way, but I don't understand what made you feel that way. Like I said, ignore the snarkiness because I sent you like 7 messages, and some of them were a little angry. But you also said an angry thing that I didn't understand in my defense. So don't take like the whole thing personal or as a reignition. I sent that way earlier. But yeah. I don't dislike, I don't have ill feelings, I don't have negative resentment, whatever, toward any of you. I just don't want to keep bullshit going. Like, there's no reason, there's no benefit to this. Like, guys, it's exhausting. Like, it's honestly fucking exhausting to keep negativity and bullshit going all the time. And I want no part of any of that. I really don't.
And I think the moral of the story is if you have an issue with somebody, take it up with them. Maybe take it to DMs. If I'm speaking correctly.
Cilantro for the end of the stream that I said I was going to do earlier.
Yep, cilantro. But I'm glad we could hash everything out.
I don't know that we have, but I'm hoping that we did. Quick question for the end of the stream. Here it goes. Why are you such a bitch? It's literally 4:30 in the morning. That's why I'm so tired. Okay.
Yeah, it's 3:30 here, but I'm good. Waiting for this quick question.
I've only been awake since 8 a.m. yesterday. No biggie.
Ouch. I am so sorry we kept you so long.
What are you going to do when someone gets on Discord and starts talking crap about this podcast when they watch it later today or tomorrow? Who the fuck is going to do that? Like, That's the thing. Like, what was said that somebody can be mad about, man? Like, if you're asking me, I mean, my answer is, what are you mad about? Like, here's the point. Like, I know Tater well enough. I don't think Tater was trying to turn that situation into what it turned into. Um, I'm not saying that Tater's a saint. I'm not saying that she didn't, like, unfairly direct something at you, Mary. But I know Tater well enough to know that, like anything that Tater said is because Tater does genuinely love me. Okay, Tater is like family to me. And anything that she did say is because she. Okay, well, there were some things that she said that weren't connected to me, I guess, like in the context of the full scope of this conversation. Um, but ultimately, I don't think that Tater meant any like harm from anything that she said. Now, based on that conversation, do I think that she cares for Simple very much? No. But again, that's between Tater and Simple. I don't think that that has long-term ramifications. Now, if if we're talking about like Simple coming in mad or anything, like, again, Simple and I can talk if he has anything that he wants to talk about. I pretty much drove the conversation here, and I said most of the things that were said. And again, I don't know anything that Simple could or would be mad at me about. But if he is, then he can talk to me about it. Like, again, and if he chooses to go to the Discord, he can go to the Discord. As far as anybody else, I don't know. Happens to watch this podcast later and whatever. I guess what I would say is like whatever you got to say, like, you're welcome to talk to me about, welcome to talk to anybody about, or we can just talk about it in the Discord. But here's the thing: do not bring it up in any context if you're not actually willing to have the conversation out, because there's not anything that's been discussed here that's subjective. There's not anything that's been discussed here well, I guess the appropriate time for the sus stream is subjective. But I don't know. It's not a lot of it's not a lot of things that are like, I might be wrong. Maybe I said something that's just potentially offensive to everybody, and maybe everybody has a justified reason for being mad at me about something I said. I don't think that I did. But my thing is, I will have a conversation with you about whatever you're upset about. But I will not have a conversation if it's just ignorant and pointless. Like, that's how I end up saying things that are frustrated in the moment. Like I said, yes, was I probably wrong in retrospect for saying what I said to Mandy earlier? Sure. I misinterpreted what she said. I responded the way that felt appropriate to me in that moment. Was that probably the best way to reply? No. And I apologize for that. Do I think there's some give and take there? Yeah, because I think that had Mandy not left the Discord and had the rest of that conversation with me, we could have had this conversation 6 hours ago, and been over it by now. I'm not faulting Mandy. I said a hurtful thing to her, intentionally trying to hurt her feelings, and I succeeded in hurting her feelings. Sometimes that's how it goes when you're upset in a conversation. But I think that I don't know. Like I said, if somebody goes in the Discord and starts things again, like we can hash the conversation out. We're not gonna hash the same conversation out. That's just my thought on it. I realize that, and I care about you too, Mandy. Even though you didn't want to say that you love me, in saying that, I know that that's what you were subliminally saying, and I love you too.
And I think also the moral of the story is that people that have issues with each other should actually talk to each other instead of at each other and or venting in the Discord.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if the best way to handle your issue is to vent in the Discord, vent in the Discord. But don't.
Right.
Here's what I would say, and this is the point again that I would say to Simple, and that I did say to Simple earlier is like we don't just go in talking about like purging the community and people not being a part of it anymore. You didn't like what Tater said. Okay. I haven't liked what people have said. I didn't go to okay, you're not going to be a part of the community anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Tater will be a part of this community. Tater has supported me for forever. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, I get it. Like people are frustrated and don't like Tater, and that's fine. But like to act like she's not a part of the community is silly. You know what I mean?
Right. Just like Simple's part of the community, and you know, he should get that same respect from everybody.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. Like Simple is part of the community. Jason is part of the community.
Right.
You're part of the community. Everybody in here is part of the community, and that's the thing. It's like, again, can you air grievances with somebody in the community? Sure. Can you kick somebody out of the community immediately? No. Like that's not how it works.
Right. Right.
So I don't know. That's where I stand on it. Like, and yeah, like that may be an issue. I don't know. I literally cannot fathom that it would be an issue. You have all been critical of me in more ways than one. And it's fine. I'm not mad about it. You know what I'm saying? Like be critical, like talk shit about me, like question things that I do, say whatever. Like I'm not mad about that. That's where I get to like when we attack like openness. Yes. No. Now, do I sometimes get in my fifis and say mean things? Sure. Do people not do that? I'm relatively easy to calm down and get back into a place where I'm not going to do that anymore, though. If you'll just give me a minute, you know.
Right. I mean, even I'll say things in the heat of a moment. I will usually retract what I say once I've calmed down. But you know, we all do that.
Exactly, Mary. For every one person I've got who's critical of me, I have 3 people kissing my ass and blowing smoke up it. So you know, it's pretty easy up on the throne. You know. I don't think that's true, but
Before letting you go, I have one more question.
okay.
Have you ever gotten back with Aaron Keese?
What did Aaron Keese ask me that I need to get back to him about?
No, remember a couple of months ago you realized you had left him unread for like 6 months?
Yeah, but I checked that one that night. Like we were good on.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I saw him in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
They left pretty quick. Now I'm wondering if there's something else he's left unread. Is that gonna be like my perma fucking like? He's the one person I can't like line up DMs on. If I'm gonna find out like 5 years from now that Aaron Keese has like a blood feud against me. Like Aaron Keese just like I'm his hated. You guys watch The Big Bang Theory? Like,
yep.
you know when Sheldon saw like Will Wheaton and he would have the
blood feud, yeah.
Wheaton fucking Aaron Keese is gonna like see my name and he's gonna be like Tyler, like rage against me, and I'm just gonna be like, you know what, like, bro, like I'm sorry, like, don't, and that was it's just like last time. It's like, dude, I'm so sorry, like.
Yeah, I saw his name and I thought about typing all that out in the chat, but I was like, nah, let us have a good time. I'll bring it up some other time.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
But
There are a lot of people sitting in on red and or unread. Well, I left him sitting on red. Like most people are sitting on unread at least.
right.
Like I'm just not good at DMs, y'all. Like
I know.
I'm sorry, I'm not a social media person. Like if you don't message me during the live about the live, I probably
You forget about it.
I don't doubt it. I still owe Jason like shit from like 6 months ago.
Right.
Just saying. All right. Done. Nobody has aired grievances. Yeah, I suck at text. I suck at all the shit, man. Like, bro,
Yep.
to Mary's point, like I'm not from her generation, but like I did not adapt very well to cell phones being a part of daily life. And I think it's just I didn't get my first one until I was like 17. And then it was like a shitty flip phone. Well, I got it when I was
Right.
16. A shitty flip phone with like prepaid minutes called Dad. But like I just I don't know, man. Like I literally there are times like you can ask Sierra. Like I will go into a store and forget that my phone's even in the car. I'll go into a restaurant, forget that my phone's even in the car.
I feel you.
I'll come in the house sometimes and forget that my phone's in the car. Like I just don't look at my phone. If it wasn't for FaceTime, I wouldn't even have an iPhone.
And the worst panic attack you can have is when you leave your phone in the car and then you're somewhere like in the store or at home and you're like, where'd my phone go?
I don't know.
Holy shit, where'd I?
I've never been raped. I don't know the situation you're explaining to me. Shit, it's lightning.
Ha ha ha. But anyway, go to bed. Get some rest.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. And that's the end of the after party. We'll see y'all later. By the way, Alpha Jason said he needs your lines for Dark October if you're listening. And we're out.